Well, good afternoon. Actually, it's good evening where the ambassador is. And he has requested and received permission from the family to do another video with me to share publicly. This is the first one since November 9th. And I will let him talk about the topic that he is on his heart. So, Mr. Ambassador, please take it away.
Yes, good day, Ron, and good day, listeners. I've been taking off some days of rest from doing public announcements since I've been busy doing other type of work, and I needed some time to gain my powers back, and basically to focus on other things that is important to do to basically help humanity. Today, I wanted to have a special talk with you, and that is basically, the headline of this one is that basically, what are we gonna tell our children? Okay. Now, people will say, what does the ambassador mean with what we're gonna tell our children? I was in a long discussion yesterday evening with a very special person from Ukraine, and we had the discussion about what's happening over the United States now at Ferguson and other places. And, they raised the question that this is quite hypocritical because, when all this Nazis was running high mac on the streets of Kiev and putting fire to things, and, the cabal had their snipers shooting both police officers and demonstrators right, left, and center. The world was saying that this is freedom of speech, this is democracy, and pushing and supporting, and the police and the government are such an aggressors. And same thing was the discussions in Hong Kong, as we all know. But what's happening now, in Ferguson? Now, I don't see anyone raising any questions about freedom of speech. I don't see anyone raising a question about police brutality or crimes against humanity that is being imposed on the people. Okay, yes, we can blame it on years of racism and division in the United States and results of years of slavery and tyranny. And, yes, but, we have been having that all over the place, but people doesn't steal and loot their shops and behave in uncivilized manners in other countries, even though when they do different type of changes. Why is this just happening in America? Now, the question is, we sometimes don't really know what exactly happening all over the place because it's so much manipulation and disinformation in our media. And this is a part of the programming to terrify the people and also to see how far they can push the people and allow them to be more and more traumatized and take away more and more of their freedoms and see basically how far they can push the people. But now we come down to the very important thing that I just talked about. What are you going to tell your children? Some people do not believe in God, so that's why we talking about something that is real right now, and that's your children. You're working in the police force, you're working in the government, you're working in the media, you're working in or other type of government institutions, power, office of power, or office of security, and so on. You have to ask yourself, okay, what are you supporting? What are you allowing to happen? Okay, one day you will have to ask this, questions to your children. The children will ask you, Dad or Mother, why didn't you do anything to stop this thing? Why didn't you do anything to stop the poisoning of people? Why didn't you do anything to stop wars? Why didn't you do anything about stopping this tyranny? We gonna blame it on someone else? Or do we gonna reflect on ourselves in the mirror and say, what did I do to help my children? Do you really believe that you guys gonna be in the Noah's Ark together with the elite the day when that day comes, which seems to come more and more imminent day by day? You have to wake up and take responsibility for your offsprings and for your fellow citizens. I'm gonna take and talk about a story, that was one story that was told by me by a family person, and another story that was told to me about a story from another family person. But these two stories is quite important. Okay, one of the stories was a dream. In this dream, it was a lot of dead people lying around. Okay, and they asked me what is my opinion about this story. So then I will tell you my opinion about that story. But it was a lot of people lying dead, all right, left, and center. And this person went to the president and said that why don't you remove these people? And he said, why should I do? It's your fault. Okay. Now I stated to him, if you agree with these people, if you support these people, this will be coming to reality. Okay. Now we had another very interesting person that had experience of dying. Okay. He died. And this is not the red dragon. I know that people likes to mix up people all the time. And I'm leading Bible classes and so on and so on. And
And
I'm the
you're
red,
not.
yeah, and I'm the red dragon and all this different sorts. No, it's not the red dragon's near-death experience. It's another family member's death experience. And basically, what happened to him was that he was, going and seeing the Spirit of God, and after that, he met Jesus. And then basically, he was shown a lot of things in his life, and Jesus asked him a very simple question: what did you do, okay, for the world? And he said, oh, I have 3 children. And then he showed him these pigs, and it was a lot of different pigs. And he said to him, that this pigs has done more for humanity than what you have. You go back and finish the job. Okay. Now this person is a person that is doing a lot of things to help humanity. And the thing is this way is that this stories, is visions of the people that rules this world. And I want them to be inspiring to everyone else that is listening here. We don't want to stand in front of God for the ones that believes in God. We don't want to stand in front of God one day and say, why didn't we do anything? And also, we don't want to stand in front of our children and, basically they ask us that, why didn't you do anything? Okay, to save us or to save other people. And that is a very, very important thing. We need to, reflect on ourselves in the mirror. We need to work together for the common goal. Stop aggressing on each other. Find united causes to work together. Yes, it is a lot of people that is deceiving people, making stories and lies and propaganda of all type of shapes. And this is going to happen, that is going to happen. And people are misusing and promoting and soliciting things in the family name and in other things. But the important thing here is important. Like I stated before, since we came into this cooperation, me and you, Ron, and we start doing programs, we talked about a lot of things, as you see, have happened. We have seen a lot of good results that we were talking about that has now been happening. And so far, I haven't stated anything that didn't happen. And also, I never promised things that that we didn't keep, okay, in relation to our mission. So the thing is this way, is that it's important for me to say this to the people, that let's take responsibility, everyone, unite everyone in this. I do not support any form of aggression. I do not support any type of negative energies against innocent people. But it is guilty people in these societies. We have very evil, wicked people in this world. And these evil and wicked people, I think, is the minority, but they rule over the majority. And it's time for us to look into our children, okay, eyes, and ask ourselves, can we change their future? And start taking responsibility for that. And also, like, for example, today I told you a story about, this bullshit story that this dentist once wanted me to.
Oh,
We're
yes.
trying to, we're doing all these new technologies there with dental things, with laser and stuff like that. And I was quite impressed by this thing. And then basically he started preaching to me about fluorine. that I should use fluorine every day, and and things like that. And he wanted to tell me the story about it, and he's giving me some propaganda speech about how the people who had the fluorine in the water in America and the other ones who didn't, the ones that had it had much better teeth things than the others, and that's the way they find out that it's good for your teeth. And I said, I don't want to put this poison into my body. It's dangerous for the nervous system. Oh, not if you not drink it. So it is a lot of people that is disillusional, unfortunately. And we can just say that this is a war on ignorance, and we need to do our best to try to work together to set humanity free, and basically look into ourselves in the mirror, as I stated so many times. People reflect on it and listen to what I said. I don't want us, I don't want myself, I don't want anyone to be ever asked this question: why didn't you do anything? I don't want to hear it from my children, and I do not want to hear it from God, and I don't want to hear it from you guys too. So let's work together to set this humanity and this globe free from tyranny and from ignorance and from these tyrants. And we are heading in a very good direction. And also I want to thank all the people that works on the fields all around the world for their patience, for their bravery, and for their hard work. And I congratulate them and wishes them all well and all blessings. Do you have anything that you want to ask me, Ron?
I was wondering if that was the end of a sentence or something. Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing the story about the family members and the dreams that they had. Very poignant. And the idea of looking ourselves in the mirror and asking ourselves, what am I going to tell my kids? Will I even have grandkids, or are we destroying the planet that is our host planet, that we derive our sustenance from and live on? What are we going to tell the future generations? Are we even going to allow future generations to come into being? These are hard questions that we have to face as we look at some of the tyranny in the world. And I appreciate you addressing that. And I just wish to God that that more people would catch hold of your vision, not only in the family, but all over the planet. And we could make a difference if we could just work together and stop the competition. So, yeah, I appreciate that. And I know I didn't push you, and you said you needed some time. I didn't get on your case and say, well, we got to do videos or anything like that. I let it happen that you just came around, and you don't push me and I don't push you. And I appreciate that relationship and working relationship that we have together. So I thank you for that.
No, the thing which is very important here is that, when I come on, it's normally because I've been instructed to come and talk about some particular subject. And at this particular time, just we've been doing a lot of work, and I've been, as you know, overwhelmed with work this last weeks. And basically it's energy draining after a while, and sometimes we have to put a lot of attention to different things and different people, and everyone is asking for our attention, as you have been talking about in your programs. And sometimes we have to look at what's important. And I had a discussion with a Red Dragon today earlier, and basically we were talking about the different scenarios around the world, and you and me have been discussing this during the week. And basically, he was advising me to talk about this situation here, because it's, we should not just be egoistic and sit and talk about the problems in Hong Kong, and that it has to be arranged. And yes, now you guys have a problem in United States. It's funny how things can mirror back. When you do things to others, it comes back to yourself. And the thing is this way, is that what we need to look at it is that it's not that anyone in any way feel happiness when another person suffer. What's happening in Hong Kong and their suffering, and the suffering of the people in America, wherever they are in the world, who believes that they are being suppressed, we need to deal with it. The problem is that when ignorance is firing our uh, our systems and basically, pulling us in different directions. And that's what I want to tell to the people too. If you want to make demonstration, doesn't give them justification, okay, to demonize yourself. They are good in demonizing people, the media, and they are professional liars. And some of the people in the Western media, they are so appalling that I almost said that we could probably say that they are legally insane, many of them, or they're just very good, stupid playing people. And it's important for us to see, like, for example, I don't see any sense why you should burn cars. These cars belongs to someone. We're living in a criminal world where the insurance corporations maybe will not refund the people that had the cars put in fire to. So you're hurting innocent people. It's not going to change anything. When you're going and loitering and stealing things from the shop owners and from the small business owners who are putting fire to the houses, the insurance companies maybe will not repay it. The United States is broke. And so the thing is this way, that you have to take care of, who you attack. Who is the person that you're aggressing on? Did the shop owners of Kmart, did they shoot this boy? Or was it a police officer doing it? You have to look at who is the one that are the guilty aggressors. If you're stealing liquor from a shop and get yourself drunk, is that's why you're demonstrating? I mean, you people have to reflect on yourself. What are you doing and why are you doing it? And is this a thing that is good for, thing? I understand why people throwing stones at CNN. I think it's strange that they're not throwing Molotov cocktails on them. Okay, I think
Don't give
that
them
would
any
be
suggestions.
no, but you
I know what
understand
you're
me.
saying.
I mean, these people are guilty for numbers of killings all around the world with their fucking propaganda. But the thing is, this way is that, and they have traumatized for millions and millions of people. And this is a very evil group of people. And so I understand why but the thing is this way: you have to look at it, the way that Gandhi said about non-violent protests and one night, but basically that you doesn't allow it. I mean, I see a lot of problems. You have now a girl that is arrested because she supposedly went to a volleyball game that was for boys there in Iran, and she's being arrested. Some people is asking me about it, what we can do about
Was that
this,
in
what we
that was in Iran?
yeah, it was Iran. It was a
Okay.
girl that went to a volleyball, male volleyball thing, and later on she's now accused for being a spy and different type of things like this. But it's like I usually say is that we have to understand. If I go to a country, to whatever country I go, I do not need to provoke that nation. You don't need to provoke people. You have to use some common sense in what you do. It's like a person, a Swedish photo model that is famous, that was selling drugs in Dubai and received a lifetime prison. Maybe he shouldn't sell drugs in Dubai. He knows that there's a harsh punishment on it. You understand? So you have to take in consideration things. I believe that it's time to reform the world. I think that we need to reform all the type of religious institutions that basically suppressing people by religion, and which has no justification in the Quran or in their religion. I believe it's time to separate certain institutions with other institutions. I believe that the freedom of speech and also the basically human rights needs to be respected by
Indeed.
all nations on the planet. And I think that it is important that we need to hold our leaders accountable, because in reality, we are the one empowering them by our silence. So that's why it's important for us to reflect on ourselves and reflect on our country and on our people and do what's necessary to change the world. And I am a person that respect everyone's opinions, all people's religious views too, as you know. And but at the same time, I'm not a supporter of ignorance, and I'm not a supporter of tyranny. So that's why I need to raise my voice and say, let's put a stop to this once and for all, and work together and we will be able to set both the planet free, and that we, can do the work that we so necessarily need to do for the whole planet and all the inhabitants here.
Yeah. About the stirring up trouble, I think that I know in some of the peaceful protests, the leaders, for example, in Occupy Wall Street, the instructions were to be nonviolent, but oftentimes the police used undercover people to try to turn it into violence. So oftentimes they use provocateurs to stir up trouble and to burn cars and to break windows in stores and stuff like that. And then once the store is broken open and stuff like that, people, the average guy thinks, well, there's a free-for-all, so let's just take what we can get. But it's often the agent provocateurs, I believe, that initiate a lot of these actions that are so violent. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my...
No, I believe, I think that in many cases you're 100% correct. All around the world, this is the way that the secret services, people of different countries are operating to stir up things. These things that's happening is not random, and it's organized, and they're planning it, and they are putting it in a way that they like to put it. And they want to reflect on everyone that is not doing the way that they want things to be done, as an aggressor, as a terrorist, as a troublemaker. And as you see, it's sometimes like you have civil police officers that is on the demonstrator sides to stir up things, that throw stones, that create things, and you can have people that wants to have a peaceful protest, but other ones doesn't. And that's what's happening, because like in many countries you have a lot of aggressive people that just want to go out and fight, and they go to demonstrations and things like that just to fight, and they're doing that for their own criminal actions. And I mean, now I don't want to give people ideas, but I worked in that type of occupation of security for many years. And this is perfect scenarios to use the opportunity to do other type of activities, because the police are too busy in trying to control the demonstrators. So you can do other type of criminal activities. So rest assured that it's probably organized criminal gangs that is involved of taking this opportunity to basically do other criminal activities when the police is busy doing other things. So that just makes sense. And but to blame it all the demonstrators, I think that it's criminal groups that might take the opportunity also to basically profiting on this scenario. And that's unfortunately the problem. That's why I say that it's important for people to reflect on themselves and say that like I said, that you're responsible foremost to the creator, and after that you're also responsible to your offspring and your own family, and to all other people in your community. So respect other people in your community. And I mean, even when you had Hurricane Katrina, I mean, people were raping people and loitering people there too. This is a savage behavior, and it has to be stopped. And people need to reflect why you guys have this type of problem in your communities when that doesn't exist in other places when you have a similar type of problems happening. Because normally communities unite together and do good things. I also recommend, the Christian communities and Muslim communities, Jewish communities, all type of religious communities to basically pray for the people in Ferguson all around America for a peaceful resolution and for justice. And I think they should unite and basically try to control these people that is stirring up the problem. Okay.
Yes, and I just want to just close by thanking you for bringing me face to face and person to person with someone in the family that has a vision to help the people and to stop the ignorance and stop the financial terrorism. I mean, I wish things would move faster, but I understand you've often said we have to take baby steps. And I get very impatient sometimes, but I'm glad to know that you have a vision and that others in the family also have the vision to do the right thing and to reverse centuries and even millennia of bad behavior by those that wanted to rule the world, those that did rule the world. So thank you for that, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes. Thank you also for our friendship, and God bless you, and also God bless the people. And we will get back to you guys very soon, and hopefully with some other great news. Okay.
Okay.
And I will disclose more very very soon. Okay. But
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
and namaste, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bless you.